Kosisikele Afrika Naluphakanyiswa pondolwayo izwa imithandazo yethu Nkosi sikelela thina losapho lwayo Nkosi sikelele Afrika Naluphakanyiswa pondolwayo izwa imithandazo yethu Nkosi sikelela thina nosapho lwayo
My name is Richmond Bongani Mahlangu. I was born in Durban, South Africa, and grew up among the people of the Zulu nation. Both of my parents did not have any formal education. My father left home at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work, and we did not see him until 5 o'clock in the evening. My father was a very interesting man. He was a man of a very few words, very quiet, kind of distance. I never really knew what he was thinking. But like any other child, I admired my father. My father was a leader of a congregation, and that meant the world to me. He had this song that he used to like to sing at the congregation that I hear even today. And it reminds me a lot of my young years as an African boy back in South Africa. And here it goes. Batu zobuya mfana, uzungeze imizi yamadoda, ayasebenza owakho amshiya nobani. And I never forgotten that sound. My mother, on the other hand, she was a very quiet woman. She spent most of her days working and cleaning at home, making sure that we had everything that we needed. But most importantly, making sure that we were going to school and doing our chores. My parents stressed three things to us as children: education, religion, and be respectful. They wanted us to be respectful to everybody, especially to adults. It's a very big part of the African culture. Children have to be respectful to their elderly. And secondly, the church. The congregation was held at my house, so nobody could miss church at my house. We were going to church at all costs. And the last one was education. My parents basically wanted us to get an education because they believed that it would make our lives better than theirs. They were blessed with 5 children, 3 girls, my brother, and I was the baby of the family. When I was 12 years old, all of a sudden, my father collapsed and ended up dying, leaving my mother with 5 children, no formal education, and had to somehow raise us.
Zulu dreams, from apartheid to the Ivy League. Dream big. Change the world by committing to higher education. Richmond Mahlangu did, and it changed his world. On January 14th, 1964, a young boy was born on what was an otherwise uneventful day into the apartheid regime in the township of Durban, South Africa. His name is Richmond Bongani Malangu, and it was on that day a man whose dreams, combined with his unshakable commitment to attain those dreams, would change not only his life and the lives of his children, but which also provides a real-life example with the potential to alter the course of life for any child anywhere in the world who embraces the dream and is willing to work hard to attain the dream. This video presents a glimpse of the deeply inspiring story of how one man overcame overwhelming odds of crushing apartheid, deep poverty, uneducated parents, and quite literally having no possessions, not even indoor plumbing, yet who decided as a very young boy that he wanted to improve his circumstances and made the difficult choices about which path to take to help make that possible, and then committed himself to make whatever sacrifice was necessary to reach that goal, and be assured there were many, despite the multiple setbacks which cast themselves in his path to the achievement of his dream. Mr. Malangu is 100% convinced that his story of success and how he was able to attain it for himself and later for his children is a path that any young man or woman who is willing to work hard can follow. So much so that he has created a video presentation about his personal life story to make it possible for students across Nevada, across the nation, and even around the world to attain a like change in their life. In this presentation, Mr. Malangu shares his experiences, his setbacks, how he was repeatedly forced to bounce back, and how some of the good fortune that came his way as a result of his tireless hard work helped him along the way. Mr. Malangu talks about the importance of having a vision that starts with an idea or dream about what is wanted in the future. The willingness to work very, very hard and to make sacrifices to accomplish that dream. Mr. Malangu's dream was to better his own life and the future life of his children through education. Now, he had to figure out a way to get that education, because growing up under an apartheid regime in South Africa made the task of getting a good education an almost impossible objective. No one chooses the particular circumstances into which they are born. Some are fortunate to be born into great circumstances. Others are less fortunate. Mr. Malangu's story is about someone born into dire circumstances, yet who made up his mind about what he wanted his life to be, formed a plan in his mind, determined what was necessary to attain his goal, and then committed himself to the attainment of that goal. It was indeed against all odds that Mr. Malangu was not only able to succeed in his life, but he also raised his boys to follow his path of commitment, hard work, sacrifice, and perseverance. They too have begun to reap the benefits of that hard work. with his son Nicholas having recently graduated from Harvard Computer Science Department, and his younger son Yannick, who will soon graduate from Georgetown University. Thank you very much.
Fight for the ramparts we watched. What's together, please streaming, and the rocket rattling, the bombs bursting in air, through the night, that our flag was still there. Simple, say